Warning. The episode you're about to watch has massive microphone issues. Well, not massive, but they're like noticeable, especially when I read some documents. But I'll have it fixed by next time. Believe me. All right, goodbye. Back in the flooded district. Oh, yeah, and I forgot you have Daud's key. Which is weird because you never picked it up, but it makes sense because you're Daud. And it's just something that's like, oh, that makes sense. Like, why wouldn't he have... But it kind of messes me up in like a game mechanic sort of way because it's a key that I've never picked up. But no, I'm Daud. I own Daud's key.
Daud, we've been attacked. Overseers are tearing the place apart. Looking for you. They're holding our remaining men, and their leader is in your chambers as we speak. If we take him out and free our men, we can still drive the Overseers back.
I want to know how the bastards found us in the first place.
Oh. Right, okay. Remember how I said there'd be a lot of reading later on? Here we go. I want to read this. Excerpt from a journal. And I believe this one's written by Billy Lurk. Okay, so we go through generally, bring up poor, another stinking mouth to feed. Okay. Got here. Not desperate enough to go out on the drain flats with the mudlarks, so it was knife for us trying to catch the eye of the Hatters or the boys from the Bottle Street so they'd take us on. But when a dandy from Sarkonos stepped down from his polished coach and cracked my dear Deirdre's pretty head and left her twitching and dying in the muck, I snapped off one of the wooden gazelles on top of the coach and drove the splintered end into his eye as deep as it would go. Last I saw of Deirdre, she was still, eyes wide to the gray sky. But now I like to remember her with a smile, laughing from the void at the one-eyed dandy with the gazelle coming out of his head. No one would take me after that. The City Watch made a full sweep once a week for months trying to catch me. Even the Grand Guard came in from Karnaca down in Sarkonos. It seems the dandy's daddy was the Duke of Sarkonos. I was too much trouble for my friends from the old neighborhood. Anyone who saw me tried to drive me away. Then I met Daud. It was early in the dark morning, only time I could go out. Didn't see him at first, but in the flicker of an eyelid he was on them, out in the cold night of the air. He used a single blade, and it only touched each of them once, left side of the throat. It was over, he made for the rooftops. I'd never seen much like it. All across Dunwall, the wrecked and ruined parts, crossed into what I could tell was his territory. Hidden sentries and odd man. I thought I'd seen everything in the city, all the gangs, but this was something else. Inside was all gloom, rotted carpets, and a desk full of rat papers. I lost track of him, continued to explore, but I was a fool. He'd known I was following and came up from behind. When I saw him, I froze, waiting for him to speak. Followed me. Found this place. So you're begging. Oh wait, and no, you're not begging or running for your life. That's the last time I do a voice. There's nowhere to run, I said, and I'm not very attached to it, to tell the truth. Okay. I think you're already dead inside, but I'll give you something to live for. You'll fight for me and kill people like the ones who hurt you. I just nodded, feeling relief for the first time in months. Alright. Yep. Now, as you climb up this chain, there are a couple different areas to depart. Get off here, I think. Head out that window. Because this whole thing takes place in Daud's hideout that you go through in the main game.
Words will bring us both down.
Yep.
You worry too much.
Yep. Ugh.
Should we gather for whiskey and cigars tonight? Never doubt.
Captured as Madsen. Captured as Overseer Hugh. So this is kind of like a full sweep. Think of it. Here. Stun mine could take them both out, but I need him to not be looking at me. Basically, go around this entire area. One that you're familiar with in an interesting kind of way. Oh!
Someone's been killed.
Let's bend time. Cast this. Put down a stun mine. Okay. There's 3 charges in the stun mine now, right? So if these guys both walk down, they're both gonna get it. Nope.
Reveal yourself.
Hey, last one. Yeah, and we're good.
My hands are bound. Untie me. Okay. I'll watch for your sign.
All right.
Will you be leaving the city to...
What's that? Bone? Reinforced bolts? Okay. Only one that I can see really giving me a whirlwind right now.
the Fume Feast this year?
Captured it. I'm gonna head back in. Take him out from below. Where's that chain? Damn it. Okay. Right. Keep it up. Did grab him. It looked like I didn't.
Huh?
Probably should have double checked that one, man. I'm gonna be honest with you. That was pretty embarrassing. All right. There are a lot of overseers here, so I think I can keep low chaos even if I do kill a lot of people. I can see the game doesn't really mind all that much. Like I mentioned earlier, you know, I tried playing through this entirely non-lethal just for fun by myself. And it was not for fun. It was for pain. Like, trying to do everything in this game non-lethally, you have to absolutely maximize every upgrade and every power that you get. Got another capture.
No wonder they keep to the shadow. They're nothing in a stand-up fight. They'll remember us. The men who smashed Daud's assassins. What's wrong? Waiting for the outsider to help you?
Try this.
Let's see what he's hiding about. A severe painting might be in order.
I love stun mines. They're cool. Stun mines are in Dishonored too, and they get nerfed a bit. But in this DLC, they really did not hold back. Huh? Hey.
our sisters in the oracular order make a pronouncement regarding the plague soon?
Oh. That animation is pretty rare, but it's been playing consistently. I'm not sure what to do.
It's you. Thought your victims never saw you. So much for the legend. I thought the great Daud was a master.
Thank you! Dang it! Oh, jeez. I turned off my bend time! God. Thank you, assassin. But can we keep it non-lethal?
Master.
Jeez, that was a mess. Oh, jeez. I've taken the Commerce Building. A temporary headquarters has been set up in a nearby structure. I'm confident that Daud will show himself and will be in our custody shortly. Ooh, I see. So my assassins, I think, by default have shadow kill, so he didn't leave a body. That being said, I want to try that again. Sorry, I'm going to be a stickler. I'm going to be a stickler. No, I won't. I'm fighting every power. I'm trying everything I can in my body to not reload the save because I want to show off the little dialogue that you can get if you sneak by him and just listen. But no, I'm gonna roll with the punches. I promised myself that I wouldn't fall back into my old Dishonored habits when I started this whole Let's Play channel. Daud's journal. Every one of my whalers is good, but my gifts seem stronger in some than others. The Outsider's mark is security in them, not something I can control. Those who remain with me either gain in use of my extraordinary abilities, or they do not. Those who don't, I just push toward the blade, the crossbow, or the study of poisons. Everyone among them serves in some way, and together we've spilled a sea of blood. Lurk is quicker than most, but stays aloof from the others. It doesn't matter to me. Straight out. Here we have a... Billy has a little insight to offer. None of the usual vitriol when I bring up the name Delilah, just a shrug. Just tell me how you want this handled. Odd behavior for... Oh, right. I already took this place out. Sorry, when I played through this last time, I started at the Overseer Hume... I started at the Overseer Hume location. There's a room? Oh, shoot! Embarrassing. Embarrassing stuff. What we got here? Oh, what? I can get stop time right now? But I wanted to get Arcane Bond next. I'm hit with, like, the worst of decisions. At level 2, assassins benefit from pull, bend time, and shadow kill. Oh, wait. So, what happened to Overseer Hume's body? Alright, well, I guess that's a mystery. Anyways, level 2, pull, bend time, and shadow kill. Pull enemies during combat. Shadow kill enemies will turn to ash instead of leaving a body. I want to use this power more because I have the idea that it's bad when I really think it's probably just something I should give more of a chance. Oh, and I probably should say, judging from that book, I'm going to assume that this, I'm going to assume that this mission does not take place directly after Timsh's whole thing. I kind of thought it did, but now I'm having second thoughts, especially since you can go to the shop, and it said, like, oh, I already have logs about Delilah, even though I just figured out who she was, really. And it talks about, oh, I mentioned Delilah to Billy Lurk, and she's like, yeah. Dang it. He's playing that music box. I can't use my powers. So, it probably doesn't take place on the way home from the Tim Schmidt.
Did you?
Stop playing it. What? And
Aaron, but that won't be happening. Come out.
Thank you. I'll wait for your word.
got that guy saved. Oh, let's left this one more. I think. Jeez, that one took me forever to do, that last one. Like, I had to run through that so many tries just to make sure that I didn't alert the other guards, because there's guys up there.
This is a waste. These ones never talk. Look at this. Are you paying attention? I am going to pull the pin in a moment. No one will even know you were here.
Hey,
Just tell us where Daud's gone. If he's so great, I'm sure he'll kill us when we find him. Here you are. To me! Die, idiot! Clear the line! Come on!
Okay.
Okay. I'll watch for your sign.
Hope that was the last one. Yep. It's interesting that, like, you kind of get into the head of Daud by proxy in this mission, because you're probably playing the DLC after you get through the main game. And so what you end up doing is you're already familiar with this area, which makes sense because Daud is already familiar with this area because he lives here. And it's, oh, that's cool because you know where everything's supposed to be and you can navigate it like a pro. Soul plans. Start. And what's next here?
Look sharp. We got a prowler.
Jeez, there's a lot of guys, and the music boxes really put a damper on me. Okay.
None of this would have gotten so bad if that damn fool Corvo hadn't killed the Empress.
Ooh, that makes me feel really bad now that I'm playing as Daud.
Look sharp. We got a prowler. I see you.
Probably rats.
We got a prowler up. Let's just see what happens if I get another crack at this guy.
Did a cultist lair.
This map shows a coordinated sweep of the flooded district. But the overseers here didn't stick to the plan. Someone must have tipped them off.
Look sharp. We got a prowler.
Give the word, sir. What's our next move?
Capture the remaining overseers.
Capture as many as you can. Their plans are ruined. Give me a report.
That fool overseer who led the attack against us is dead. It seems the overseers are marching into the flooded district, planning a massive assault against us. This overseer Hume went against orders and attacked early. Our men, the ones you freed, were able to rout the remaining zealots. This place belongs to us again.
How did the cursed overseers find us?
It's my fault. I told Delilah where we were hidden. She wanted me to turn on you,
You did this.
but I can't go through with it.
Stupid child. All you had to do was cut his throat.
He deserves better. I was an idiot to listen to you.
So that's your choice then, Daud. Her betrayal would have been the sweetest. But either way, the Brigmore Witches will be your end. You should have forgotten my name the day you heard it.
I think it was always understood between us that I'd see my moment and take your place. I moved too early. You weren't weak, like I thought. I'm only sorry I didn't pick a better ally. Delilah made contact with the overseers. I thought, between the three of us, we'd have you dead to rights.
We can blame the zealots for that. Overseer Hume was too quick to move.
My life is yours now. Kill me, or let me live. If it even matters to you.
Touching and pathetic. If I see either of you again, I'll tear out your stone-cold hearts and walk in your skin.
Okay, that whole cutscene. This is another instance where I think the high chaos thing is one of the few times where I think the high chaos version of this cutscene makes better sense. Because normally high chaos, like in the base game, high chaos cutscenes kind of didn't make sense on account of how, why is anybody trying to help Corvo? He is clearly like past the point of no return. But like, you know, like when Samuel chooses to give you poison only half the dose in the main game and you're running high chaos, he's like, I don't even know why I'm doing this. I just didn't want them to kill you, I guess. It's really lazy. In this one, it feels like the opposite problem. If you go around and you kill a bunch of people in this, this Knife of Dunwall part of the DLC, Billy Lurk, I believe she's like, oh, Daud, ever since you killed the Empress, you felt bad, and I can tell, or something, and now's my time to replace you. And I think you duel her at this part. In this one, she respects you so much for being such a nice person that she basically gives up. It's kind of confusing. And Delilah's just there? To be honest, this whole cutscene's kind of a mess either way. I don't know why nobody decided to do anything about Delilah, or why Daud was just kind of like standing there looking at the two of them going, what? It's weird. That being said, the cutscene's a mess. This first part of the DLC is alright. The second part, I freaking love the second part. It's called the Brigmore Witches. I need to move on with it. I'm talking about this. I need to spare Billy Lurk. I'll tell you about this at the end screen.
I forgive you. Get out of here. Leave the city. Leave my sight, Billy. I give you your life.
I'm eating an apple. I don't know why it's going gray like this. That was a weird effect.
When Billy Lurk was 8, she wanted to be the captain of a ship. From the moment she met you, all she wanted was to be a killer. She watched you, learned from you, and then she saw you losing your grip and decided to take your place. And now, she's limping to the outskirts of the city. She'll pay a smuggler to get past quarantine. She'll watch herself for signs of plague for a while. Gradually, the fear and grief that seep into your bones in Dunwall will dissipate, and she'll find a new name and a new use for her skills. Even if Dunwall burns to the ground, one corner of the Empire will still know your story. Daud, killer of an empress. Daud, who spared his betrayer's life.
What's nice about missions like these, where it's jam-packed full of enemies, is that you can kill a lot of enemies and still count as low chaos. I want to establish, because I don't know if I established this before, but the game does not discriminate between low chaos and pacifist. I mean, you get an achievement if you go through the game without killing anyone, and there's a little check mark you get at the end of the mission. But, like, low chaos and being a pacifist in the eyes of the game are exactly the same. Because being a pacifist would get you low chaos anyways. It's kind of weird. Spared Billy Lurk, rescued all your assassins, eliminated all the overseers armed with music boxes. I mean, I kind of had to. Oh, yes, and that was the final mission of this DLC. It's alright. The next DLC I freaking love. I believe so. Oh, it has its own little credits? I guess that makes sense. It doesn't have any music, though. That's kind of odd. That last level was a lot more fun than I remember. For some reason, I remember I kind of, like, hated this part of the DLC, this first half. But I think it's alright now. I mean, the butcher place, it wasn't too fun to navigate. Timsh was a really fun level, and I think this was also, like, a great little gauntlet. What was I going to say? Oh, right. Something about how the next DLC continues on from this. So I believe your chaos decisions carry over into the next DLC. And what's next? I guess they're playing an instrumental of Honor for All from the main game's credits? Alright. Well. Michael Madsen as Daud, and Billy Lurk by Christy Wu. I guess I'll start recording the next part of the DLC. God, there's this one mission in that. Like, the whole thing is great missions, but there's this one mission in that DLC that I remember being, like, entirely indoors. I really liked it. It was weird to say, because you think, oh, it's a stealth game, isn't it all indoors? This one is, like, in just a building. Like, you don't leave the... we'll get to that when we get to that. Anyway, see you guys later.